just to start off to explain how Mahjong works, so we'll go to the easy team. Um, Ultimately, Mahjong is a tile-based game. You have 13 tiles in your hand. Every turn you draw a tile from the deck, and you discard one. And basically what you're trying to do with the draws and the discards is you're trying to form a hand of 4 triplets, sets of 3, and 1 pair. Those triplets can be like a 3 of a kind, like 3 of the same exact tile, or they can be a straight. So most of the tiles, like a deck of cards, are numbered from 1 through 9, and so you can form a 3 of a kind, like 3 threes, or a straight, like 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In terms of the tiles, because obviously it will look very foreign if you're not familiar with the game. It boils down to a few major suits. So what you see at the top left there with the red characters on the bottom half of the tile, those are called that's called a character suit. Beneath that, where you see the red and green rows, those are bamboo. So that's the bamboo suit. A third suit that's also numbered is they just look like dots, red and black dots. So characters, bamboo, and dots are numbered 1 through 9, and there's 4 of every tile in the deck. So there's 4 bamboo 1s, there's 4 character 5s, etc. Separately from those 3 suits that are numbered 1 through 9, there are also 2 special suits that don't have numbers, they're just what they are. And those are the 4 cardinal directions, so north, south, east, west. There's 4 of each in the deck. And there's also what they're called dragons, so it'll be white, green, or red. And so that's really the universe of all the tiles. The goal of the game is using those tiles to form a hand of 4 sets of triplets and 1 pair. And so you might see this and think, wait a second, my hand is only 13 tiles, and to have 4 triplets in a pair, you need 14 tiles. So that 14th tile is basically like, you know how at the start of the turn you draw a tile? So in that moment before you discard, that's when you have 14. So if you draw the right card, the right tile, or someone discards a tile that you can use to win, that's how you can create that full set of 14. And so that's really how it boils down. And then most of the game is really about being strategic in terms of which tiles do you want to keep and try to use to form triplets and pairs, and which tiles can you safely discard because you don't think you can do anything with them. So in this case, when I'm looking at this, I've got a 1, I've got 2 2s because I just drew 1, I've got the 6 and the 9 for characters. So the 6 and the 9 are kind of out there. I can't really use them quite yet, but there's options. I've got the 1 and the 4 bamboo, so they're too far apart from each other to form a straight, but they're not harmful yet. And then I've got the 3, 4, 5, so that's 1 straight already taken care of. And then I've got a 5, an extra 1, 2 8s, so that might form a pair, might form a 3 of a kind. And I've got this west tile, which I don't need, so I'm going to get rid of that. So sometimes when someone discards tiles that you can use, you do have the ability to kind of take them. Generally, like, I can go into more detail, and I probably will, but generally you don't want to take people's discards unless there's a very good strategic reason to do so. Alright, so I just drew a 3 character, so I've got a 1, a 2, and a 3 now. So the question is, do I want to keep this extra 2? And my thought is, probably it's not harmful. Okay, so I've got the 1, the 2s, the 3s, so I've got 1 triplet there. The 6 is kind of on its own. It's not harmful yet, but I'm not using it in a clear way. The 1 and the 4 bamboo here, again, they're kind of orphans. I don't have a way to use them quite yet. 3, 4, 5 is good. The 5 here is a little bit of an orphan. And I've got these 2 8s. So let's get rid of the 7 bamboo, just because I see that one of them was already discarded. Alright, so got 1, 2, 3. I just drew an 8. So if I drew a 7 character, that would mean that I can form another triplet. So it's probably something that it's harder to pull off, but it's worth keeping in mind for now. Awesome. So I just drew a 5, so a 3 or a 6 bamboo would now be a huge help. I'm gonna get rid of this extra 2 because I don't have a clear way to use it yet. I'm gonna pass. The 2 bamboo, I don't have a way to use it. The 3, I don't really have a way to use it, unfortunately. So I'm gonna discard that. So it's giving me the option, again, I'm not gonna open my hand yet. So I have an extra 8, which is interesting. So that means that with an 8, I could keep going for a 7 and try to form that straight of 6, 7, 8. Or I could keep the 8 and maybe see if I can get 3 of a kind with the 8s. So I'm gonna keep that option open for now. And someone just discarded an 8. So it's tempting, but I'm gonna hold off. And the reason is, there's a little bit of a consequence to when you take someone's discard. Basically, it's called opening your hands. People now see at least a few of the tiles that you have. And the danger with that is, in order to actually win the hand, you need to have a minimum scoring element called a yaku, that basically gives you points, and that's kind of a justification to say, I not only have 4 triplets in a pair, but I can actually score points by putting this down. The easiest way to get that yaku, to get that minimum scoring element, is by basically when you're 1 tile away and you haven't shown any of your tiles yet to anyone, you basically make a declaration. It's called Richi, where you say, I am 1 tile away from winning, boom, and it puts everyone on notice, but you do it because it gives you points. You can only do that if you haven't used anyone's discards. So there's other ways to get that scoring element, to get that yaku to be able to win, but this is the easiest way. So usually you don't want to open your hand and take someone's discard unless there's a very clear strategic reason. So with that said, let's see what's going on. I've got the 1, 2, 3. I need again to choose between, am I pursuing a 7 or an 8 here? Waiting for a 3 or a 6, it's taken care of. And then here I'm waiting for a 6 or a 7. So I kind of have to make a decision. And I'm gonna go with... Let's take a gamble. Let's see if I can get that 7. Oh my god, I did. Alright, so I'm now 1 tile away from winning, because I have the 1, 2, 3, the 6, 7, 8 characters, that's 2 of my 4 triplets. I have the 3, 4, 5, and I have the 2 8s, which makes my pair. So now I'm just waiting for a 3 or a 6 bamboo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare Richi, and discard my 7. And now the game is on autopilot. I cannot change my hands at all. All I'm doing is waiting to see if I draw or someone discards the tile that I need. So literally I don't even have the controller open. And boom, I just drew the 3.
Sumo.
So that worked out quite nicely.
Sumo. Infu. Dora 2. Manga.